Giants.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Ford Field tunnels, and the noise level in this place just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Lions get ready to do battle with the New York Giants. The former number 6 overall pick of 2019, Daniel Jones, trots out to lead this New York Giants offense.
I still remember when he was drafted, there was a little bit of controversy about how high he was selected by the New York Giants, but his talents were revealed. He can make every throw in the book. Surprisingly good athlete. As long as he takes care of the football, doesn't turn it over, he can really make plays.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Able to push his way through. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Oh, he's got the full package. He can spin, he can juke, he can make you miss, he can drop a shoulder on you. Some of that elusiveness we saw at Penn State has definitely translated to the NFL game. Saquon Barkley hit the proper.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. 25 yards for Saquon Barkley. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive. So they get the ball on the opening drive. They take it in for the score.
And how about setting the tone right away? Everyone talks about wanting to do that, but you always hear it in every locker room. First 5 minutes of the game, who's going to set the tone? Who's going to take control? Guess who just did?
Well, now on the next drive, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it to the end zone, but it's incomplete. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you don't like that call on the opening drive of the game.
It's a very strong limb that you're out on right now. Okay, look, the game between college and the NFL continues to creep closer. But that is truly a college play, not an NFL play. Because you'd snap the ball from the 3-yard line there, whether it's going for 1 or going for 2. So it makes sense to try it that way to maybe fake it. In this case, from the 15, makes 0 sense.
And now your lead's just 6-0 instead of 7-0. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
Meanwhile, Goff's throw taken in by Hawkinson here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Here's Goff. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. Dexter Lawrence drops it for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down.
Well, I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We're usually talking about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Throwing to start the drive. Jones looking for Shepard deep. And a high throw there as this is knocked away down to the ground and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest where the guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
And he's got some space here. And he will finally be wrestled down at the Lions' 38-yard line. 89 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead now stands at 13. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Now it's gone. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
On 2nd down, Swift. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque.
Yeah, I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fielded at the 33. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape, 1st and 10. Throwing, Jones steps away. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Barkley. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Jones. take it on in for a Giant touchdown. What a decision and what a run by Daniel Jones. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Gano the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. A first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Open man is Quintez Cephas. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. On second down, Swift. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dexter Lawrence in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Goff now looks to throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
You definitely would like to have hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And with the day he's having, the Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. To try again after the sack. Jones. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. From the gun on 3rd down. Jones. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, He thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
To throw again on second down. Goff. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On first and 10, it's Swift. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Swift. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Goff. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
164 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Now a handoff here to his running back. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Giants add on to their lead.
Well, they were looking to pick up the 1st down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. That time a 6-play drive.
And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back to throw. Goff.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here, a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes we get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
And that one off the mark, a little late with a throw.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time for Goff on 4th. Looking deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Giants are going to get the football back.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10
at their own 43. Throwing to start the drive. Jones dancing to his left. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Looking for Shepard deep. It's a big-time play there for the G-men.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Barkley.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Giants just continue to pour it on.
Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Gano the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. And Detroit getting set to go now. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get...
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And his throw is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Lions on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be third and forever. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. A look at Sterling Shepard as he and this offense get set to go again. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Not only another first down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college, but I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. 193 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. They'll run with Barkley. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, this defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
The Giant offense going to stay on the field as they'll go for 2. They're going to run it with Barkley. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback.
The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because they're...
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Gano now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Detroit's offense ready to take over.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing,